don't know.
Oh. Hello, welcome to the podcast. How good?
How good?
How good, gentlemen?
How good? How are we this afternoon, boys?
Oh, it's a fine afternoon.
It's a beautiful day out there.
Holy.
My God.
It's fucking
If only you guys could see the sky.
No clouds in the sky.
Can't
Beautiful.
see one.
What season are we in now?
We're in autumn.
Autumn.
Almost at spring there, mate.
I don't know. I did. I was like, oh shit, nah, it's not
Spur-
spring.
autumn.
Sportum.
Spot 'em.
So I think I'll start this with a little theory.
With a conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
Ah, yes.
that I have at least.
Alright.
You guys may have thought about this. You may have seen it somewhere. It's just something that I thought of. And so I thought that the coronavirus was created by China. Because from what I've read, would China have known about this?
I see, mate. He's had enough.
Nah, go ahead. I'm just kidding.
China
That didn't
knew about
unplug your
this
mic.
about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then their theory was, okay, we're not going to do anything about this, and we're going to leave it. So then in 2 years' time, or whenever this virus breaks out, we will have the antidote, and we'll make a shit ton of money, right? Which is something I wouldn't.
Well, also, if they dealt with it properly,
Yeah.
and then all the other countries got it, all the other countries would suffer. And conversely, China would come out ahead.
Exactly. So my theory is, but no, this is a different sort of theory. But anyway, I think that the coronavirus was made to decrease the population to try save the environment.
Well, I mean,
China are leading, one of the leading participants in like killing the environment, right?
and one of the highest populations.
Exactly.
as well.
So wouldn't you think that they made it to somewhat save themselves?
I mean, it's like I wouldn't call it a silver lining because people are dying, but I mean, obviously there are way too many people on the planet. Like, do what you want about global warming, invent whatever tech you want. Like, problem is there's just too many people at the moment. So
Yeah.
I mean,
That's my theory.
Yeah.
I honestly stand by that. Honestly, until I hear otherwise.
So when we were talking in the chat the other day, and you said, what were we talking about? Something about everything being cancelled. And you were like, my theory is correct, and you like said that emoji. I was like, what fucking theory are you even talking about?
and you didn't even tell us what it was.
It was just like, that was it.
I was like trying to build suspension, you know, like
Would be
what's going on?
suspicious.
Like he just randomly messaged the chat one day, no one said anything, it just goes, haha, I knew it. No context at all.
Makes it seem like he's the one that invented it.
Yeah.
Like,
So
my
theory is
plan,
correct.
my plan is coming together.
oh no, because think about it, right? It's like the easiest way to kind of try save the environment without, you know, obviously
Yeah, it's just like the
reducing, you know, toxins and shit.
Yeah, true.
China's version of the Thanos snap.
Because
right?
I honestly think that no matter what you do, we're not gonna like reduce, like, so obviously the planet has less time left, right? Assuming according to scientists and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But you're not gonna reduce like years and fucking centuries. You're just gonna reduce like weeks because we're so far like fucked.
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
that it's just no matter what you do, it's still gonna be fucked.
Yeah, I keep hearing that 2050 is like, I don't know what the date is now. It's like 2030 or 2050 is like the last date that we can be producing carbon or something before there's like runaway carbon emissions. Because all the carbon is like
Everything
stored
in this
in the
world is
sea.
made of carbon.
Yeah, but it should be in the ground more than in the air. But it's like once global warming starts happening, it's like a chain reaction.
Okay.
And then I think it's something to do with like carbon stored in the ocean, or I think it's in glaciers as well. Below the glaciers, there's like massive deposits of like gas,
Okay.
like methane gas. And then when all that melts, all the gas will come up. And so you got global warming. And then when it's warm, it's making it worse. And it's becoming worse and worse and worse. And then very quickly, we're going to be stuffed. So we got that.
So
to
you
look
did
forward to.
entrepreneurship or you did biology?
Mate,
science
I'm
or
just
something?
this
guy knows what he's
in
talking
tune
about.
with these things.
Yeah, I know. What do you guys think? What's your theory or your?
On the coronavirus? What were you telling me just before that Kobe Bryant was the one holding the world together?
I saw that post on Instagram. I was like, "That's a load of shit."
Kobe is the glue to the world.
I hope that guy was
Question
joking,
mark.
man. I hope he was joking, but it wouldn't surprise me
Yeah.
if there were people out there like that.
It is a wild theory though.
What do you think of sports being like cancelled or like obviously?
It's obviously the
since we
right-
follow it.
The right move was to cancel all the sports and stuff.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think so.
But what I don't understand is like schools, right? So schools in the States, they've taken all these kids out of these schools, and parents go to work, right? What happens to the kids? Oh, we'll start like a community center. We will bring all the kids together, and we'll keep all the kids in one place. And it's like, what the fuck? Isn't that completely?
It's like what they did. I think it was at the Juventus game or something like that. Like it was some Italian football team. They like stopped everyone coming into the stadium.
Yeah.
But then everyone was like outside the stadium, all conjured together, watching the game on the big screen. So it's like, why not just let them in the stadium? Like that's. I know they're trying to protect the players, but if you're trying to like isolate it or, you know, mitigate the risk, you're not doing it by leaving everyone outside the stadium. You got to kick everyone out. Definitely. I know. There's just there's a lot of shit that's going on, and it's just
there's almost too much shit.
It's too much to handle, man.
Yeah.
But this is something we're gonna look back on. Like, there's a recession going on right now.
Completely destroyed the share market, the like airports. They're suffering so bad.
Well, yeah. Have you noticed how they've changed it now to like I think it's like COVID-19 or whatever.
COVID-19. That's like the scientific term for it.
Yeah, but because apparently they can't call it coronavirus anymore. Because I've heard something that like Corona are like planning on suing them because Corona, their shares went down like fucking hugely.
Why though?
That's so dumb.
I know. Like
dumb.
I read like a thing in the US about how like sales for Corona went like significantly down for the first like month. Because people were like, oh my god, we're getting the virus from drinking Corona.
Maybe they just weren't informed. They heard the name and they thought it was something to do with drinking it.
A virus from Corona.
Yeah.
Just go to a bar. Hey, do I get a virus with this drink?
Yeah.
Dude, I was at the bar 2 nights ago and a guy was like, can you grab me a Corona? He's like, oh, minus the virus, by the way. He starts doing like this, laughing so hard at his own joke.
You should have just like
hold the
poured
virus
it and then like
just
like this,
scrape dirt off the ground.
Yeah,
just like pour it into his drink.
Get a knife out and just cut everything off the table and just there you go.
Think about it. We could all have the virus right now.
We could actually.
Never know.
I have been feeling a little bit off. So
yeah, should we? All right. Been a good podcast.
Just do your part behind the rhyme slider. Yeah, just looking through the glass.
What a big wall in between Josh and us.
Hey there, how's it going? So what do you think this means for the NBA?
Good question.
What's your intake on how you think it's gonna?
Because I think it's gonna be more than 30 days, 100%.
Yeah, I think it 30 days fucks a lot. Well, obviously it fucks a lot of teams because there's teams like the Pelicans, Kings, Blazers.
Yeah,
that are all 4 games or something outside the playoffs.
Yeah,
and they're fucked now.
Depends if they do all the games. If they shorten the season, obviously they have no chance. But I've heard they might properly resume the season and go until like late August or even later.
Then the season starts again in October.
That wouldn't work in like regards to all the other seasons as well.
Yeah,
they either after the 30 days they continue the season, or if it goes longer than that, they'll probably have just fucking cancel the whole thing.
Yeah. If they cancel the whole season,
they might have to. They might.
I don't see how they can do. They will do that though. I reckon if anything, they'll keep it to like no fans.
No fans. Yeah, they'll quarantine the players. Make sure the players definitely don't have it.
That still fucks the playoffs though.
It's gonna be
home
weird.
Court is like pretty fucking big in NBA.
It is huge actually. Yeah.
So it's like if you don't have any fans, that just being first seed is pointless. Completely pointless.
Just your team starts going behind the stanchion and starts going. Boo.
Just one guy.
Other shooting free throws.
You suck.
Yeah.
I guess I'm pretty biased.
You'll be able to hear all the shit talk on television as well.
That's what I'm looking for.
They'd have to remove.
I
like,
bet
loads
they'll
of
mute
mics.
it. I bet they'll mute it because what the shit the players must say. You can't put that on TV.
Oh,
the real shit talk that they do.
Yeah,
I would happily listen to that.
So would I.
They might, because they got massive speakers. They might filter fan music through the speakers. Imagine that, like, you filter in booing when the other team's like shooting free throws, and then you have cheering when your home team does something good.
They might. It'd be fucking really awkward though.
What a job that'd be. Yeah.
You'd be like running around the stand like, yeah. No one's there, but you just hear cheering.
Yeah. Automated fans.
Yeah.
AI fans.
But the other thing,
that's actually
the other thing it's done is that all the players that were out for the season can now come back. So KD might play for the Nets in the playoffs. Kyrie might play for the Nets in the playoffs. If you're who's the second seed, the Raptors.
Yeah.
facing the Nets with KD and Kyrie.
Yeah, but they haven't played with them the whole season.
They haven't played, but
They're
they're
still KD and
they're
Kyrie,
still talents.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
You're gonna rely on two guys trying to carry you through the first round against the Raptors, who are a pretty good defensive team.
Yeah.
I'm not denying your chances.
Yeah.
He's
but I'm
going
just
to be
saying,
rusty. Yeah.
Think about it, like most teams that start off this season.
Fuck. You joking though?
Ah, no, you have it, bro. You
I'll
got it.
take this one.
Jesus, mate. You're inhaling that shit.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say about the Nets, bro, if Kevin Durant comes back. Kevin Durant.
Oh, he's gonna change your whole fucking season, bro. He's fucking good.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, he
Best
is.
player in the league, man.
I reckon he is.
True.
When he's in, like, peak.
Yeah, bro.
Like, 2015 KD on the
I think
Thunder.
he was better at Golden State, bro.
Like,
Yeah,
he's
that
been on Golden
playoff
State
run.
when
That playoff run was crazy.
Like, yeah, he was a better, probably
16
like a
straight
better
wins,
scorer.
eh?
Didn't he
Oh, no,
score?
15.
He
He
scored
was-
98.
He was way better
2 games.
defensively at Golden State. Like,
Yeah.
way better defensively
Yeah.
than what he was in OKC.
Well, because Golden State were already a fucking good defensive team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just biased, though, with this whole, like, cancellation because, it's the first year. And what,
Yeah, it sucks for the Lakers, especially.
6 years, something like that? 7 years that my team's going to be in the playoffs.
Mm.
And actually, first seed, with hopefully going to clinch first seed. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's kind of fucking frustrating.
Mm.
But I don't know, because you also can't further the season, because what happens then when you have free agency?
Or you got Summer League in the draft and all that
Because
stuff.
that pushes everything back,
Yeah, you
and then
can't-
you fuck up the
It
cycle.
just fucks
Then,
everything. Yeah,
The other thing is all the March Madness, the college players,
they cancelled it.
they don't have it. They completely cancelled it, so
Yeah.
they don't have a chance to like
prove themselves.
increase their stock before the season, before the draft.
No
which would be
March
interesting.
Madness is like big.
Yeah, I can't
I mean-
imagine the hit on the economy for all this
RJ
stuff.
Hampton and LaMelo Ball are just gonna be like number 1 and 2.
Straight
Everyone
up,
else just like
because they're the only
topples
ones that
below.
have played.
yeah.
Yeah,
I actually don't know many rookies coming in, to be honest.
nah, because I usually find out about them in March Madness.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I've heard a couple names.
So
Like
isn't
the
it
really good
there's a
guys, but-
center, isn't there? Like Jason.
Jake John Jason.
I don't know. I swear his first name starts with J.
Jake John Jason.
Oh, it's gonna bug me. I'm pretty sure he's like a center or power forward.
That's not a lot to go on.
Yeah.
J.
He's black.
Oh, black guy starting with J.
Jameer.
Oh,
Jamichael.
How's your week been, guys? Anyone's found a job? Yeah.
Nope.
Coronavirus is fucking that opportunity.
Oh, true.
Can't shake the employer's hands now, can you?
Well, the job that I
Just
been
fist
waiting
bump the
on,
CEO.
they put on hold. I was telling you before, they put on hold.
Oh, that position.
Yeah, because they're like, we don't want to employ anyone. Because
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's a real proper recession. Because all the recessions, we've had like, I guess, 2 small ones in our life. But we've never been
What were
employed.
they? What, the potato?
2008 and another one.
Oh yeah,
And another one.
world crisis, financial crisis.
But we weren't obviously employed at that stage.
Was there a
So-
recession during 9/11?
No idea.
I think there was, yeah.
I have no clue.
It's definitely the first one that
We've been impacted by.
Well, you
from
think
a
when the
recession
World
point of
Trade Center gets fucking
you'd
destroyed,
assume so,
you'd
right?
assume there'll be a
view. Because
recession.
there's no more world trade after
Yeah.
that.
Cancelled.
Where are we going to do it?
What do you reckon of Adesanya's comments on that? When he was like, I'm gonna drop you and you're gonna fall like
That was
Twin Towers."
dumb. That was dumb, but that's such a like New Zealand comment.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I mean?
always the question, like what's enough time passing before you can make jokes?
I
about
think it's
that
enough
stuff?
time for it to make like.
It's not really.
But can you ever make a joke about?
It's a terrible
9/11?
fucking joke.
It
It's
is.
a terrible
It still
joke.
is.
Yeah, the thing is it wasn't a joke. It was more like
It was a threat.
fact. Or yeah,
Well,
like
I
a
mean,
threat.
It's a thing, but
Like that they did fall
yeah.
and they fell pretty quickly. It's like I don't think he meant like. Well, it's like he didn't like mean it as in the way like I'm gonna be a terrorist and I'm gonna like come in and assassinate you.
But that's just how that's how we talk here.
yeah.
We don't talk to like Americans or anything. Like it's just
I definitely
It
didn't
just
take it
comes
out
out.
of context.
yeah.
I was like, that's gonna be fucking.
That's
pickpocketed.
bad.
That's gonna be picked apart. But
Imagine say he's fighting like an American like fighter or something, and then the other dude like brings up like the Christchurch like mosques or something, both terrorist attacks.
Yeah.
well, that's like also only like a year ago. So that's
and
a little bit
it
more
happened.
heated.
But people still like deeply like
But it depends how you say it, as well. I think because.
So what did he say? He said, "I'm gonna make him fall like the Twin Towers."
I'm
or
gonna
something.
fuck you up, and you're gonna fall like the Twin Towers. He's not wrong.
Romero stood there like the Twin Towers.
It's a weird joke to make.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, and you're a professional, like one of the most marketable like New Zealanders in the world.
Well, you guys were
Probably
having
is.
a debate about his ethnicity.
Yeah.
Good
we were
debate
talking
about
about that.
ethnicity and
That's
sports.
right. That's what we were gonna try to talk about.
Yeah,
Because I actually I don't disagree with. Everyone that's watching this, we've had
Oh yeah, there's a camera on. Jesus, forgot.
I guess an extensive debate. Sort
Yeah,
of.
like, just your standard.
Like
get back to the
Classic
group.
Sunday. I've had a few beers debate.
Get back to the group chat. There's 80
all of
messages.
it. I was on a few bourbons.
Just like, all right,
Yeah.
something's gone down.
No, what we were talking about basically was, so Adesanya walked in to the arena and he had two Nigerian girls or whatever doing his ceremonial thing, and he was holding a Nigerian flag.
He had the Nigerian flag up on the big screens and
Okay.
like all Nigerian colours throughout the stadium.
Yeah, and so what you were saying is he's grown up his whole life here. And
Well, I
that-
actually don't know when he came to New Zealand, but
I'm
from
pretty
what
sure
I've
he
heard,
was like through Rotorua, like
it's been it's
yeah,
been most
he's
of
been
his
here
life.
most of his life.
Like, at least
he
3
trained
quarters.
here. He basically
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I was saying. It's like he's trained here.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's grown up here I'm assuming he's grown up here or done most of his development here. He's got to where he is from living and training here. Like his coaches are Kiwi and stuff. I just saw it as kind of disrespectful to. I knew it was obviously he's Nigerian and I'm not going to take that away. And obviously you're going to represent that because that is a big part of him. But to kind of cancel him being a Kiwi, I just saw it as kind of disrespectful. It's like you're at where you're at because you're living in New Zealand and you're training in New Zealand. And I don't know. I saw it as kind of disrespect in a sense.
So what I took from that, his whole speech he did at the Halbert Awards or something.
How good.
Sponsored by us.
Sponsored by the podcast.
I can't remember what they were called. I think it was called Halbert.
Cheers.
Halbert
It's
Awards.
Halbert,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he was saying he was talking about New Zealand
We
fans.
should definitely get a how good.
Oh my god. How Good Awards. Podcast of the year goes to How Good Podcast. On the How Good Awards.
Anyway, carry on.
So he was saying on there, he was talking about New Zealand fans and how, they react to say the cricket or rugby and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was saying everyone should just get amongst it and stuff, back your team and stuff. And then he said, shout out to me wearing the mustard jacket or something, and then shout out to the guy with the mustard face, because everyone looked like they just wanted to be sick in the crowd listening to what he was saying.
All right.
And so basically proving his point, there's this dude on stage who's not from New Zealand. He's originally, but he's born and raised here.
Yeah.
So he was born here as well.
He was, I don't know if he was born here, but he basically lived most of his life here.
Yeah.
He grew up in Rotorua.
He sounds like a fucking Kiwi.
Yeah, and he's got that Kiwi kick to the end of his sentences.
Yeah.
He's got a bit of an American thing going.
Yeah.
But he would basically just kicked massive dirt in all of New Zealand, just the way how we react to sports and stuff. And maybe that's got to do with the fact of why he's representing Nigeria.
A lot of
I guess.
African people have that pride about
Yeah.
roots, it's a real pride thing. So I can see that angle for him.
Well, you look at that Halbert Awards, people probably
How
had
good awards?
a bunch
Sorry.
of people probably had no idea who he actually was.
Sure.
Oh, probably.
UFC
People
is not that.
all the old heads sitting there, they're kind of just
big, yeah.
what the hell? Who is
Who
this
is
guy?
this guy?
Who's this dude standing up on stage from Nigeria, trying to tell us what to do as a country?
Yeah.
And I think that's probably why he's representing Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's he
Because he's got no
he is
support.
Nigerian. If I'm assuming he's lived a lot of his time in Nigeria. We should probably look it up, but I'm
can
assuming he's
actually look it up
probably
now.
lived a long period of time in Nigeria. I'm assuming. But
some of his life, I guess. Yeah.
I think it was because what I was talking about with you was you were saying, you're part Irish, and if the opportunity arose to say, get a scholarship, and you have to be, Irish to get the scholarship or something like that, you would happily become Irish.
Yeah.
And it's I agree, I agree with it, but at the same time, I'm you're not. I don't know how to say this in a way that's going to come across, but it's you're not Irish. You're only Irish due to your bloodline. So it's like you yourself are not Irish. Your dad's not Irish.
My mum's Irish, yeah.
So it's just your mum and her family are Irish. So you're only Irish because they are Irish.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like, you yourself are not Irish.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I know what you mean.
So it's like me. I'm part English. So I'm half English.
Yeah.
And my mother moved here when she was 3 or something like that.
Okay.
And she's English, but she doesn't even classify herself as being English.
Yeah.
It's like for me to go out and say like, oh, I'm English, I would just see it as being somewhat disrespectful to myself.
Okay.
So it's like, I'm not English, no matter what it is. I've like grown up here. I speak like a Kiwi. My actions are one of a Kiwi. Like all my friends are like Kiwis, you know. So it's like to go out and say I'm English would just be like, I don't know, it wouldn't feel right because I'm not. Like I know that half of my bloodline is English, but that doesn't really make me English. It just makes my heritage being English.
Yeah, but and what I was saying was obviously I wouldn't say like, you know, one day I'm representing New Zealand, the next day I'm over in Ireland like claiming I've always been Irish and stuff. What I'm saying is, say something really bad comes out of New Zealand, right? Something really bad that we do as part of a country, and then you go to an event to represent your country.
Yeah.
Would you rather represent the country that's like what's the word? Frowned upon.
Frowned upon, yep.
Or would you rather represent the country that, you know, your other half represents? If you had the choice.
I'd represent the country that I am.
Okay.
So I'd still represent New Zealand because at the end of the day, I'm a Kiwi.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna like just come across as being English or whatever it might be, just so I don't have a bad reputation or a bad image because of the country I belong in. It's like if you're from China and China have all this bad shit going on and then claiming you're like not Chinese if you lived here, right? So like, oh, I'm a Kiwi, but it's like you're not.
Yeah.
It's say you've lived like most of your life in China, sort of thing. Because like think about it, there's so many Chinese now that live here, or sorry, Asians. I don't know if they're all Chinese, but that they're actually born here, but their whole family is like Chinese.
Yeah.
But they're actually like Kiwis because they're born here.
Yeah, but that's an interesting question though, because their genetics are definitely Chinese, right?
Yeah,
and that's gonna play a big part on like who you are, like what type of person you are.
I guess. But you're half Japanese.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Japanese
Like,
at all, really.
I'm half Japanese, but I definitely don't feel. There are some things that I can definitely attribute to being Japanese, but the fact that I was born here, I definitely feel a lot more Kiwi, obviously, than Japanese. But I mean, the genetics I'm sure that plays a part in your personality, and that's got to play a part in like a lot of other things that have traits towards like success and like sport and stuff.
Well, I don't necessarily think genetics comes from like the country necessarily. Like the genetics is just what. So for instance, if like I don't know, we had children, right? It's like they're not going to have New Zealand genetics. They're going to have genetics from me. Like I could be made up of 4 different countries.
Well, there's two different aspects. They're going to have New Zealand culture, and they're going to have genetics from your heritage. So where you're from, and I mean, none of us are qualified to really talk about genetics, but
I know what you're sort of saying. Like,
but it's like, does that play a part? The fact that, especially because you gave the example of Chinese people that live in New Zealand, they're second generation, and so they grow up here, they have a Kiwi accent, but they're still Chinese.
I think it would be a little different for them as well because their whole family is Chinese. So like all the stuff that they would do would be like Chinese ritual sort of stuff. Like, you know, they would eat Chinese food.
They would have culture still.
Yeah, it would be like more of a Chinese culture, whereas we've grown up with the New Zealand culture. Yeah. Or whatever you may be from, you know? Yeah. This is whereas for like you're half Japanese, but other than going to Japan for, you know, the extensive time that you've been there, and then maybe some of the stuff that you and your parents do.
Yeah,
might be Japanese. Yeah. Like food wise.
It's mostly food, yeah. Like
most of it is like New Zealand culture, right? Yep. So I think that's how I see it, at least. It's like how the culture that has made you. So it's like if you right now left New Zealand and went and lived in the US for the rest of your life, like, would you classify yourself as a Kiwi or as like an American? And that's also up to you to answer as well.
I would say Kiwi for sure.
I see. I would probably say Kiwi as well, but that's a bit tougher because like
I would say I'm Kiwi, but if I went to the States, say, to go train for tennis, and I got funded all through the States, I got nothing from New Zealand. I moved to the States, and they fund my tennis completely. I would represent the States.
We've had New Zealanders. We've had New Zealanders do that.
We
right?
have, yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of funding for certain sports is pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, here
New
it's
Zealand.
rugby, basketball, and cricket. Those are like the three main ones that we have at the moment.
Rugby, basketball.
Every other sport is kind of
What about hockey? Is hockey fun?
hockey. Yeah.
Oh, did you look up Adesanya by the way?
Yeah, he moved here when he was 10,
And how old is he now? 25?
30.
That's a significant.
30?
He's 30, yeah.
Holy fuck! I didn't know
Damn.
he was 30, bro. I thought he was like mid-20s.
That's a significant amount of time though, because
Yeah,
you always
20
wonder.
years.
It's a third of his life.
You always wonder what the age is where, especially if
What's
you
your
think
third,
about
sorry?
accents, right? I think accents is somehow one of the biggest indicators of your nationality and culture. But they say there's a certain age where your accent gets like locked in, right?
Yeah, I know, because my grandparents are British, but they moved here when my mum was 3, so I don't know how old they would have been. Like,
So your mom doesn't have a British
Nah.
accent, yeah.
so they're like, they would have moved here when they were like 40-ish, something like that, roughly around that sort of period. And they've still got like hard out British accents, like hard out.
So do they say they're British or do they say they're Kiwi?
I haven't actually asked them.
Because they would have
But
lived
I
here
would-
for more than half their life, right?
Yeah, but see, the thing is there. I would say they would say they're both because they grew up British. They're what made them who they were was being British.
Yep.
But then when they moved here, they became Kiwis, right? But it's like it's like that's a little different. I see it as like kind of where you grew up and kind of who you become is your nationality,
No, I agree with that.
more so than just like a bloodline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that-
But it's interesting how it links back to sports and how people need representatives from a
Yeah.
country, especially when you look at the Olympics. Countries are always so proud of producing like gold medals and stuff.
Yeah,
And I think that's why Adesanya's stuff has been so controversial.
the thing is Usman is Nigerian, and he gets along well with Usman, and so that both of them have that like Nigerian clique.
Yeah.
So then they just both claim that, like, oh, in Nigerian blood, with a Nigerian power, all this sort of stuff. So it's like he also has that. I think that's sort of why he runs with that as well.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it'd
see,
be
with
that-
me, I when I go to Ireland every time, you get with the Irish lingo all the time. Like I can understand it. I understand what they're saying and stuff. Like I can understand why they'd click together, because I mean Nigeria is quite a small. It's not huge, but it's quite a small communal country.
Yeah.
And so Ireland, New Zealand, like pretty similar populations.
Yeah.
Like I understand Irish lingo, I understand New Zealand lingo, but like you said, I grew up and lived here, so I will always call myself a Kiwi. But depending on who I would represent, given circumstances or anything, it's just completely up to your choice. Like I can get an Irish passport if I wanted.
I think I can get a British.
You can get British as well. And the good thing about Irish passport is it's still European.
They haven't
Brexited. They haven't left. So
because I have one as well. So
Yeah.
it means I can go anywhere in Europe,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
an Irish.
Yep.
How the fuck do you have an Irish passport?
I'm actually part Irish, bro.
Who?
My grandma was Irish, and so and
my fucking leprechaun. Let's go.
Conor McGregor. All you fools.
I think this is why people have so much trouble like saying where I'm from. Like every time I meet a new person, like when I started at the bar a couple weeks back, everyone was asking me within the day like what my heritage was, and I'm half Japanese, and then also part Irish, and Scottish and English.
Yeah.
Well, they're all pretty similar to be fair.
Yeah. I think everyone's pretty much British, right?
Yeah, everyone has British heritage in New Zealand.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you're from New Zealand, you're probably British in some way.
You go all the way up the tree, you'll be British somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even then, I wonder if I was born in Japan, would I be more Japanese? Because on my exchange, I met a guy who was half English, half Japanese. And he was like, I could tell he was very Japanese in like a weird way.
It depends when you moved from Japan as well. Like if you moved out of Japan, if you were born there and moved when you're like 2,
It's not going to
you're not
affect
going
you,
to
yeah.
affect you.
But I always wonder if I would like, this is not, I don't mean to be racist, but if I would like squint more or like have different like mannerisms. I don't know. It's an
You
interesting
said
question.
it. I didn't.
Yeah.
But
You
I
can
mean,
say it because you're half Asian.
maybe being counter racist.
How good's being racist?
Am I opening my eyes more? Because alright, I'm gonna start.
Yeah. Yikes.
How good are racist comments?
That's not racist. Come on.
You should have just said it.
It'd be racist if we said it.
You should have just said it and then not said.
And just left it.
Sorry, I don't mean to be racist.
Yeah.
I feel like it's less racist if you don't say.
I don't know,
Yeah.
because actually I'm trying to picture like your dad, because I don't think your dad really has like
My
Asian
dad
eyes.
doesn't look super Japanese, if that makes sense.
No, I think he
like
does
he's
look pretty
Japanese,
Asian.
but
Yakuza.
yeah, he's also lived here for about 20, I think 27 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or something around there.
he's definitely got Japanese mannerisms though.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Well, you walk into the kitchen. There's that
100%.
like cloth, hanging
Yeah,
from
Japanese
like the pantry.
cloth. Yeah,
But I'm like used to that because I did karate for so long.
Yeah.
So I was so used to
around
just
Japanese.
Hiya.
Yeah.
Japanese culture and just mannerisms and respect.
He still can't say L's because they don't
L's?
have L. They don't have the letter L in Japanese.
What?
I'm
They
trying,
say
I'm trying to think
Um,
back to third form Japanese with
Yeah. So there's no L. They don't know how to use their mouth.
So
They can't do la. Like they never learnt how to move your tongue. So my
so
dad
I am
was,
just I am.
they would say Riam.
Riam.
Yeah.
That sounds Japanese, right?
Okay,
Riam.
Hey,
yeah.
Riam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And so even still to this day, he'll say like
Watami wa. Is that right? I am. Is it what?
watashi wa.
Is it watashi wa?
Yeah, close. I mean, close.
Damn. It's been a few years.
Riam.
Yeah, but yeah, he can't say that. And there's also a few other quirks with his language that have persisted,
Oh, yeah.
which is interesting.
On the topic of languages, do you remember third form?
Third form Jap with Miss Tsukamoto.
Holy shit, bro.
That was a laugh
She
and a half.
hated the fuck out of me and you.
Yeah,
I don't think we were even friends at that point. Really, like we
No,
obviously were
but
friends, but like we didn't really
we
hang
both,
out.
Yeah, we didn't really hang out.
Because you sat in front of me.
Yeah.
And who did you sit with? Was it James? No.
Was it? I think it might have been.
Because I sat with an Asian dude. I can't remember his name now.
Was he
but-
Japanese?
This is in
Nah, he was
Bloody
Chinese.
cheetah.
He was Chinese. But he picked it up fucking easily. I don't know if that's because he was Asian.
because he was yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
wouldn't it
still
be?
symbols in that, right? Pretty easy to pick it up.
Some of the symbols are shared
Yeah.
actually.
She hated me, that Miss Tsukamoto. Every time, like me and you
Yeah.
would like say anything, like make one sound, like talk, like look across and like talk to someone, like
Yeah, we
She
were
just gets
pretty
shitty.
cheeky back then.
yeah.
Yeah.
She kicked me out of class like 5 times. I spent honestly about 5 lessons sitting outside of the classroom door, and I was like, "This is pointless." Like
I
not.
was outside a lot as well. Yeah.
I remember I got 50% in the midterm or the mid-year, and then
Yeah.
she was pretty much telling me that I'm gonna fail. She's like, my teacher was telling me that you're not gonna pass, sort of thing, and I was kind of like, "Ugh." At the end of the day, I don't really give a shit. Like,
Okay, miss.
and then I remember getting the final exam back, and I got 50% again.
So
And
you
when she
just
gave
passed.
it to me, her face was just like complete, like, what the fuck has happened? Like, how did you manage
Bro.
to scrape?
She probably checked your test like 3 times looking for a mistake.
Just to make sure she could push you down to 49.
It was great.
Do you remember what we even did though to annoy her?
Talk.
Probably
Speak
bad.
English.
We talked a lot. We talked back a lot, I think.
Yeah. I also seem to remember that we did a speech, Japanese speech,
Oh.
and I don't think anyone
Who-
took it seriously.
Was it you that did the Watami wa, my name is Josh? Or something you're like, Watami wa Josh or some shit, and then you just keep saying it over and over and over again.
I mean, that does sound like something I would do.
I remember, I think it was you. It was either, oh shit. Someone went up there and went to do like a minute speech or something. Just to,
Yeah.
like, you had to present
That
yourself.
does bring back memories.
Talk about like, you know, something about you. Like, I do this sport or I do this, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Josh stood up there for a minute saying, hello, my name is Josh. Hello, my name is Josh.
Oh my god. That just reminds me of that movie Disturbia. Have you seen that?
No, I
The
haven't.
one with Shia LaBeouf. Like the very start of the movie, he's in like a Spanish class, and his friend's like standing up there, and he's just speaking Spanish. He's going like "Kisa," and then just adding things to the end. He's like "Kisa."
It was hilarious, man. Did you take any
Damn.
languages at high school?
I did French for like 2 years.
We.
Most people
Oui,
take
oui.
French, bro. I think Goose took French.
Goose is learning French
Je m'appelle
on
Liam.
I
Duolingo.
think Elliot also took French.
Well, his
Yeah.
last name would suggest that one.
Elliot Le Petit. He was supposed to be on today,
Le Petit.
Yeah.
but
Supposed to bring it on,
schedule
just small.
didn't work out.
Yeah, it was too.
Elliot
It was too
Small.
rush to get here. That's alright. We'll get him on at some point.
Yeah.
You still learn any French?
Nah, surely not. Like, what is it about high school languages? They're so useless. Like, you don't learn anything.
I reckon if you
language.
maintained it for the rest of your high school, you'd.
If you
you'd
did
probably
it
pick
for the
up.
whole high school, possibly. I
You
did
gotta
like
keep
4
practicing.
years of Japanese,
And you're half Japanese.
and I'm half Japanese.
Cheetah.
But I had pretty bad teachers. I mean,
Well, Miss Sugimoto was a joke.
it was a bad start. Yeah.
Now with languages, you can go on Duolingo and say, "This is bread" for like 2 years, but you still fucking suck at the language.
Yeah.
You gotta
The best
go
way to
the
practice-
harder content.
Hey.
You don't just stay on "this is bread."
Well, I know, but still, even if you get harder content, you still need to
Yeah.
practice it in like full form, like having
Yeah.
conversations. You can't
Yeah,
just be talking
definitely.
to a computer. My
Yeah, for
name
sure.
is Liam.
Mm.
I like milk. It's like,
The thing is the hardest part is listening and interpreting.
Yeah, and especially people speak very quickly.
oh yeah,
From especially Spanish people speak
I know that.
fucking quickly. Japanese people speak quickly. So
Yeah.
the two languages that I'd like to learn, just
Bro, when I
hard.
was at
and then
my mate's
American
place-
is the slowest language.
Howdy, mate.
Yeah, mate, has
That's,
yeah.
that's Australia.
Howdy, mate. Definitely American.
That was terrible.
Bang on the money there.
When I was at my mate's place in Spain, his parents didn't speak like English,
Okay.
so the only two people that spoke English was my mate and his brother.
Yeah.
So they had to pretty much translate the whole conversation essentially,
Yeah.
and I would just sit there like eating like lunch or something, or would just be sitting there, and I'm just like, and they're all just like. And I'm honestly like have no fucking clue
Yeah.
what's going on, and then all of a sudden like they'll look at me and I'm like, okay, you're ready to translate.
Yeah.
And then they'll translate to me.
I hung out with a lot of Spanish people on exchange. Same thing would happen whenever we're in bars. I'd just be sitting there. They'd be like talking like really fast. I just look over at my mate, and he'd just know that means to translate, and he'd just tell me what they were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thanks, mate.
Punta
Yeah.
mierda.
But they were all. They should have spoken in English, really. They were
Yeah.
in the US.
The Spanish
but
people honestly
I
do
saw
talk a
something the
lot of
other day.
Spanish together.
they like to speak in Spanish. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
they apologized a lot for speaking in Spanish, but I don't know. It's so natural for them.
Yeah.
And they like to speak
They
Spanish.
just forget.
a
Yeah,
lot
they just
more,
forget. Especially if everyone around them can speak that language, that
Yeah.
it's just more comfortable for them.
Well, I saw this video the other day of this chick in a bus in America, and she like stands up and like tells these two Asian dudes to stop speaking their language because they're in the States. It's like, I would
Yeah.
rather have people speak English around me instead of speaking this language you guys are speaking.
That's pretty fucking
And then
rude,
some
man.
guy at the back of the bus just goes full Chad and is like, "Sit down, you idiot." It's kind of like they can speak whatever language they want.
Yeah.
Which is true, yeah.
That's
If
true.
you can only speak Chinese, how are you supposed to speak English?
I think there should be certain times where you do speak the native language though.
Oh yeah, you go to like a voting station or
Yeah.
something. You can't speak like
Like, if you're in a
Chinese and like
fucking-
write everything in
Like
Chinese.
if you're in an exam, like I've gone into a few exams and they're all like talking Chinese to each other.
Hmm.
Like before the exam.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I don't know what you're saying. You could be telling someone, you know, like something that they don't know, but we don't know that. I
Yeah.
don't know. I just think there's times where you should speak a language that like, at least everyone,
Yeah.
the common tongue sort of thing.
I mean, it definitely makes you feel like a foreigner in your own country.
Yeah.
At times, but we don't
You can't
experience
stop
it
people
often.
because if
Yeah.
you're traveling around Europe, you're not going to know their languages.
I mean, yeah,
You can't-
Europeans
they
are
can't-
used
they
to
can't
it,
expect
yeah.
you to be able to speak German and French and
Yeah, that's true.
Spanish.
I like the videos. I see a lot of videos where people like say go to a bar. I saw this one of these two girls who went to a bar and were like streaming on Twitch, and one of the girls spoke Japanese, but she was just like she's like a normal like white looking American girl who didn't look like she spoke any
Just
like,
knows how to
extra
speak
language.
the language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she gets a drink from like one of the bartenders, and then she picks up the bartender like talking to one of the other Japanese dudes in the bar, and she like turns to him and she goes like, "That's really rude." And the guy like looks at him and is like, "Oh god."
Holy
and then she
shit.
translated it, and the dude was just looking at the other dude going, "Dick, dick, 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 dick," over and over again, as she's like having a conversation to a friend on Twitch. So he's just trying to throw in swear words into her stream, just in another language. And she like, looks at him, she's like, "Can you? That's like so rude. Why are you saying that?" And his face was like,
Oh
I've been
shit.
caught. I love those videos, man.
Oh, that's fucking.
Bro,
'Cause-
my mum actually experienced that.
Yeah.
She's fluent in Japanese. She lived in Japan for 5 years, and she said often Japanese people talk about foreigners, and so she'd always hear it, just in trains. And
It happens in tennis a lot as well, because obviously when you play it like on the tennis tour, there's loads of videos online where dudes on the other side of the court are just speaking their natural tongue, talking absolute shit to the other guy.
Didn't Federer get done like last Aussie Open? Like one of the ball people or side people, like
he
heard
did.
him say something in Swiss German or something like that.
Yeah, because some languages like Swiss German, you can pick up when dudes are swearing, even if you don't know the language. It's just
Why would you knock on someone though for like swearing? Cause
they have to. They have to.
It was at himself though.
No, but they still have to. Like linesmen have to walk up and say, "Oh, he's saying this at the back of the court."
Oh, fuck that shit.
Because it's not professional. It's not professional.
Yeah, but you're saying it to yourself. It's not like you're disrespecting anyone else. Though.
It's still a spectator sport. If you stand there and go, like, F word, top of your lungs,
but that's just
you're gonna get like penalized for it.
That's just you. Like, you're in the heat of a competition. This is like essentially your life. You're fucking playing for.
But people are watching. Like kids are watching. That's the thing.
Oh, well, fuck the kids.
There you go.
You're not trying to impress
fine.
them. It's your life, man. If you're frustrated and
yeah.
you've done a shot that you know that you hit and 9 times out of 10 and you fuck it up, you're gonna go back and be like, "Fuck!"
Yeah.
Like that's just natural. Like you're competing.
Yeah.
It's just a way of life.
But
It's
that's what makes them professionals, is being able to hold that stuff back.
I guess. Not curious.
Well, he doesn't hold that back. He's a professional, but
He's a dick though.
professional. I love Nick Kyrgios, dude.
Professional dick.
Yeah.
People with Nick Kyrgios, people seem to just focus on all the bad shit he's done and not think about, like, he has a whole foundation. He has a charity. He like does loads of work for like kids off the court. But people always think like, oh, he's such a bad boy on court, and he is. He does a lot of stupid shit.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, you get caught up in the moment.
Yeah, it's sport. Like,
Sport. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Like I think going out and breaking your racket is a bit different than like swearing. And if you like, I think if you smack your racket and it doesn't break, I think that's fine at times. If
Most
you're
of the
in a
time, if you
shitty-
slam a racket though, it'll crack.
oh yeah.
You
But
get
that's-
a warning, right, for that?
You get racket abuse.
But I love the times where they sit down on the side and they're just like, bang, bang.
Yeah, they get it done.
It's like fully fucking the racket.
I love the video of Kyrgios going to because you're not allowed to break rackets on the court, so he takes a medical timeout, goes to the toilet, and there's like a webcam that goes, and you can see into the toilet because he doesn't close it. He's not going toilet. He's just smashing his racket in the toilet.
See, but I don't see that as not being professional at the same time because it's like he's done that off court. He's gone away to get rid of his anger.
He didn't get penalized for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to get rid
but-
of his anger and then come back fucking clean, like clean space, clean mind, everything.
But still, with like breaking your rackets, you're getting sponsored by these brands,
Yeah.
and being sponsored by a brand is trying to get other people to look and be like, oh, he's playing like so well, I want to buy those rackets. And then there he goes, breaking 4 rackets in a row from that brand.
Yeah.
I
It
think
just
if
looks
you
terrible
break a
for brand
bunch,
image.
Yeah.
It's
it
also
does.
a bad look because those rackets are worth what? Like,
Some of those rackets, like, usual racket these days costs around $350 to $400.
yeah.
Fuck me.
So it's like a bad look if you're just like destroying money.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a bad attitude for kids to have at the same time.
Because a lot of sports, I think you guys will agree with this, a lot of sports, the penalties you get for, say, like a technical foul or like abuse, racket abuse, like verbal obscenity in sports is mostly due to just the fact that like kids are watching.
Yeah.
And that
Which I don't really like.
Well,
but-
yeah, kids know how to swear from like the age of 5.
That's-
right? Or
that's-
6.
that's what I don't like, is censorship is getting so out of
Yeah.
touch now with
I
a
don't-
lot of things.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like how it's all of a sudden like you have to keep things PC because there's going to be like 10-year-olds watching. It's like,
That's the parents' fault, is it not?
well, it's also that, but it's also you got to understand that this is competition and this is sport or whatever it might be. Whether like it's mainly sport because that's the main thing you get competition from. But you're gonna get like testosterone. You're gonna get heated moments. It's just part of the game. And it's just part of the sports in general. Like you're gonna come across that. You can't expect people to just be PC because they've got like young people watching. It's like if you don't want to watch it, or if you don't want to see it, don't watch it. As simple as that.
So I would say most of the journalists that poke like attention to those kind of things with like athletes and stuff, I would say they haven't played the sport like in a professional way before. I remember one ages ago. it's kind of like besides the point, but one dude said to Westbrook, "Did the Jazz win tonight or did you guys lose?" And he was
Is
like,
that the interview?
"What?"
He's like, what? Man, I ain't playing.
What you talking about, man?
What you talking about?
And see, that's what I took from like journalists from there. You're either like you can say like, oh, blah 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 from ESPN journalist, and it's like that doesn't at least tell us like what you know about like the sport and stuff, right? Because you're going to challenge these dudes.
Yeah,
you don't know like exactly what's going through their head.
Well, what I don't understand, right, is like NBA, how you can't even do anything now. You can't taunt. There's nothing you can really do. You'll get technical fouls or whatever it might be, ejections. It's like, so they play games on ESPN, right? It's like they also play UFC fights on ESPN. It's like, if you can watch two grown men or two grown women go out there and beat the living shit out of each other in a sport, why can you not have one guy taunt a guy after he posterizes him, or like running back on the court like, you can't guard me, what are you going to do? Like, a bit of shit talking, bit of energy, like why can't you have that when you have a sport that's literally beating the living shit out of people?
I think my counter argument to that is the refs are there to ref basketball and not that stuff, like people taunting each other and that's not part of the sport. Whereas in UFC, the ref is there to literally be in the middle to stop the dude from killing the other guy.
Fair enough.
So I know what you mean with like taunts though. It's getting so bad to the point where you can't even look at the guy after you make a play, which in your head, like heat of the moment, you've just dunked on someone. Yeah, you know it's going to go around the internet. You're going to get so much PR from it. You just want to want to stand there and like flex or something, right?
Yeah.
Instead, you just get boop, technical foul, $15,000 down the drain. See you later.
See what you were saying, like they're reffing a game. So I see that as like, keep it to the game, keep it to like a clean fouling game, and like not being dirty. But that doesn't mean you can't talk a bit of shit if it gets out of hand after like there's been. So for instance, I don't know, two guys are going back and forth like 5 possessions. That's when you maybe call a T because you're like, I don't want shit escalating. You guys need to like chill out.
Yeah.
But like, let them at least go on for a bit, and if it escalates, then you can find them and you can eject them if they start fist fighting, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, let them at least chat shit before, and let them work it out themselves.
Yeah. It's almost like they have too much control now, the referees and sport.
In
NBA especially, there's just way too much control of the referees.
Yeah. They control a whole game.
Yeah.
I'd prefer it if the texts were only for when refs did something, only when players did something to refs, because refs have to be able to control the refereeing. But if another player's like talking shit, or if another player's not throwing hands but like getting up in their face or taunting, I don't think that should be a tech. And do you remember when TJ Warren and Jimmy Butler were like, they were basically, what the worst thing they did to each other was face up, and then like TJ Warren like clapped in his face a little bit.
He got ejected for clapping because it was a second technical.
And it was like, he was like from me to you away, and he was just like clapping. And it really like robbed the spectators of what would be a real good moment, because Jimmy Butler came down the court. He was real physical. Elbowed TJ Warren, got the offensive foul.
He did it on
purpose. They call the offensive foul. And then when it's called, TJ Warren starts clapping and smiling at him.
Yeah.
If they let it continue, he would have gone right back down the floor, called for the ball, and you would have seen matchups like we had back in the day. But now you don't see any of that, like matchup stuff.
Because you want to please the young kids that are watching that probably have no idea what basketball is.
Yeah.
It's got to be threes, free throws these days. It's like contact.
No drive.
I'm also like not surprised that the NBA has become like a 3-point contest essentially.
Because if you drive, it's 50-50 given
charge or it's like you can't even post it. Like if someone gets in a post move and they do like 2 bumps, the third bump the guy's gonna fucking flop. It's just what's gonna happen, and they're gonna call an offensive foul pretty much every time. So it defeats the purpose of being like 7 foot 260.
So annoying.
Bro. Like,
so annoying.
Completely defeats the purpose.
Anyone touches the ground, instantly someone's getting a foul.
Yeah.
Ref's just like, who was it more? Even if it was incidental or both had the same amount of contact. If someone falls down, like that's a foul.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't be the case.
What's your take on those coaching challenges?
They're dumb.
No, I agree. They're shit.
I think they're a step in the right direction, but
tennis,
they haven't done them
3
right.
challenges. You get 3 incorrect challenges per match. No, sorry, per set you get 3 incorrect challenges.
Is it per set?
Per set, yeah.
Shit, that's a lot of
and
challenges.
So, you're hitting the ball that hard.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to be hard for those linesmen. But NBA, you get 1 correct challenge.
Yeah.
But they're so quick in tennis.
It's so dumb.
I also think they
tennis,
don't
it's
wanna...
like...
Tennis is quick. NBA, they have to call a full 2-minute timeout to look at the play.
So I'm saying they don't want to they don't want the game to stop
Yeah.
too much more. I think that's the main reason they didn't allow it to, like, you get that one back. But you should. I think you should definitely get it back if you get a correct call. Like, that's just stupid. Like, what's the point? Because it defeats the purpose
There's
of
no
using
incentive
that
for it.
coaching challenge throughout the game. There's no incentive for using it. You might as well just wait to the last minute of the game and hope that a call happens and you go, oh, I'll challenge that.
Yeah.
I think they just need more staff in the replay center, and they just press a button as soon as it's challenged. They bring up the play, look at it twice over like 10 seconds. Like, watch it, replay, watch it again. They make a call within 30 seconds. No time
I've
out.
never seen a challenge get reverted though.
I've seen like 1 or 2, and it was like,
And it's been a whole year.
and it was like pretty obvious, but it was at the same time you're like, how did you fuck that call up in the first place? And then I've seen ones that should have been changed, and it was like, how the fuck do you not change that?
Yeah.
The Lillard goaltend that was not changed because you can't challenge a no call.
That's so stupid.
It either has to be called or you can't challenge it at all. Somebody could foul you,
See, I don't agree with that. It's just
lose
like,
the ball, and you can't challenge.
for me, like, not calling the goaltend is essentially calling the bucket, right? So that's a call in itself.
They should call the goaltend and review it instead.
Yeah.
That's what they should do.
I don't know. I think the coaching challenge is just stupid.
I
Because
agree.
those refs' egos, man, are just like way too big, man.
Through the roof.
Way too big. Something happened the other day. It was a coaching challenge. It pissed me off so much. I can't remember now. It might come back to me. I had it when you were talking, but then like went off a different path. So like,
In one ear, out the other.
20 out. Oh, it's gonna bug me now. Anyway, well, how back on the topic of the weeks. Yeah, since we went off.
Yeah. I bought some tech this week.
Oh, yo.
Bought some tech.
Some tech.
You guys know about the first thing I bought. So my phone that I was going to ride till it died. Finally,
that lasted
show
2
the people.
weeks.
Lasted 2 weeks, but genuine reason. Every time I tried to open the phone, somehow the power button is now linked to opening the camera. So you turn the phone on, the camera opens, takes like 15 seconds, you exit the camera, and then you can use your phone. So in my books, that was that was more than
It's
enough.
time
That's
to
a red
move
flag.
on.
It's time to pass.
So now I've got the Galaxy S10e
Damn.
with a bugged wallpaper.
Why is it
currently.
bugged?
Bugged?
I don't know, it just happened this morning.
What do you mean bugged? Like you fucked it already?
No, I don't know what's happening. It's like half of
One
it's just
side
cut
bugged.
off.
I thought that was actually the wallpaper.
That'd be the
That's a nice
terrible
phone.
wallpaper.
A little dot in the top right corner of it.
Really?
But man, that is a
Holy shit! Dude.
that is a nice phone though. Going from what I had to
Have you
new phones are
got
just
the
incredible.
background set on like sliding or something like that?
Nah, it's not set on that.
That's weird. Maybe try like reset it and see if it like changes.
Yeah,
it.
Only weirdos use Androids.
How dare you?
2v1.
How
mate.
rude.
2v1.
The only
How
reason
rude.
people can see us right now is because of an iPhone.
But man, obviously it's just so
Also,
quick.
because my phone can't hold the memory.
Oh, we can use this phone now.
Yeah, we can use
Actually,
that
the
one.
camera is better. So next week we'll be
iPhone.
using this one.
Okay.
Nah, my mum's got a.
I actually don't want to use the
new
storage.
iPhone. My mum's actually got a new iPhone. It was like a
Oh yeah.
iPhone. I don't actually know what one it was, but it was like a leftover one from like one of Dad's old work that they just discarded. So my Dad's like, "Oh, can we just have it?"
Do you know what number it is?
Nah,
021.
maybe like a. I don't know. What are you up to now? 11.
Yeah, 12's come out this year.
Fucking hell! I thought the 11 only just came out.
11 came
Yeah.
out at end of last year. Yeah.
Oh,
October.
so, I don't know. Maybe like a 8, 7,
8. They're still good phones.
They're
7
still
maybe.
good. Bro, the new
It might even be a
phones-
6. Honestly, it might even be a 6. I don't even know. What was Goose rocking
Yeah.
before he changed?
He had a 5E or something. 5S.
So
See, that's a big
I
upgrade.
think Mum's new phone. I think is a 6S. I think it's a 6S.
Still good phones.
It's a pretty big phone though. It's like
Mm.
not that big, but she spent like a whole day with Dad trying to like figure out Apple ID because it kept connecting Dad's Apple ID to hers and just and I was like, this is why you don't get Apple because Apple
Yeah.
is just frustrating.
But the price, I was researching a lot of phones, and the prices of new phones has become ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
Like the new iPhone X, whatever plus
$5
Pro,
grand.
it's like $2 grand. for that phone.
I was a
Two and a
I was a little bit. I was
Two
a
and a
little bit
half,
up.
2.5 for
A
the
little
max
bit up.
spec one.
Only a little bit.
Half off.
Double.
But for a phone, $2,500.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. You
It's
can
a
buy
lot
a
of
car
money.
for like $3,000.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
thing about those phones is, like my phone, I got like the 10R, which is like 2 years ago, and then like the entry level one.
Mm.
So the thing about that phone, I think it cost me, I'm paying it off over time. It's like 1.2 grand, but
Yep.
the max phone you can get at the time was like 2.4 or something.
Mm.
The thing is, you can't buy, like with iPhones, they're doing it better now, but like back in the day, you had to buy the best phone or you didn't have an iPhone.
Yeah.
But now they have like 3 different phones that you can buy, which is
Yeah.
good because you wouldn't rather spend 2.5 grand on phones just packed with gimmicks and all kinds of shit that you don't really want to use.
Yeah.
With my one, it's like you get a fine camera, but it's a lower screen resolution. I think it's like 800p or something like that. It's not
Yeah.
1080. But I don't even care. I don't even
Doesn't really
notice
matter.
because it's on such a
yeah.
small screen.
Yeah.
I couldn't give a shit if it was 4K or whatever.
Yeah. What annoys me is like when you get a new phone, or like say like I don't know, I don't even know what this one is anymore, but it's a Huawei. Like I don't even know. I got it because it was a nice phone. It was like cheap.
Yeah.
And it did the job that I wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
But now there's probably like another 5 or 6 of like this brand that are new, and now like this phone is not going to get like updates. And it's just like, I know obviously that's just how it goes, but they bring out so much different tech within space of like years, like 2 years. Like there's like 4 new phones from this model that were made in like a year and a half, 2 years. It's like it's just progressing so fast that like I have to buy a phone every 3 years because otherwise this phone just becomes a piece of shit.
Well, that's the usual life cycle of phones these days, though.
I'd
Yeah.
say
Because
3 years
technology is
is-
moving
yeah.
so quickly. The progression in tech is just exponential.
Oh, yeah.
So
Because I had the S8 for a couple days, but this compared to the S8 is like, I don't know, like 50% better.
Yeah.
Like it's so much nicer. I especially like all the new phones have got like bezel-less displays nowadays.
yeah, it's just a whole screen now.
And so you don't, just the whole thing's screen. It looks so nice.
And it's so nice
Plus-
to move through, I reckon.
Yeah, the navigation is just
Brilliant.
improved by a
How
lot.
good.
Cameras are just really insane.
Well, then what is it? Your one's not the one that has a 108 megapixel camera.
No, that's the new S20.
S20.
That's about 2.5.
S20.
Is there an S20?
There's an S20 that just came out.
What the hell happened to all the other numbers in
Yeah.
the tens?
I swear I
just
swear I
skipped
never heard anything
Wasn't
else
it
other than
S12 last year?
No, they went from 10 to 20. Yeah.
Counting. That's like
That makes
Windows.
no sense,
They went from
bro.
Windows 8 to Windows 10.
Yeah.
Windows 9?
But that's got a 108 megapixel camera on it. And the problem is that people have tested that camera and it's worse than a lot of other cameras in competitors' phones. Like the Pixel, they say, has better camera quality, and the iPhones have better cameras than the 108 megapixel. But if you're going to spend $2,500 on a phone for the camera, that's approaching the territory of just, why don't you just buy a DSLR?
And then buy a
Just
shit
buy a
box
proper
phone.
camera. Because the problem is the size of these, you're always going to be limited with the sensor and the lens on it. And
See, I love talking to people about how, because a lot of the times when I say to a lot of people, I say like, oh, I've only had an iPhone for like the past like 5 years.
Yeah.
And then my dad, who has like 2 Huawei phones or whatever, he's like, oh, fucking iPhones are fucking stupid.
Oh,
You
get
should
along
just,
well
you
with
should
your
just
dad.
buy a Huawei phone, it's fine.
Oh!
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
the thing that I say to that is, I got my computer here, right?
Yeah.
And then I got my iPad at home. And it all cost me like a hefty amount of money. But the way it's, like my last year of uni with my iPad is just seamless, right? I could do all my notes on my iPad, and they're already on there, just linked through iCloud.
It's the little things with all the new
The
tech.
small things,
Yeah.
like you're exactly right. The small things that come with like new phones are worth like
Yeah.
so much.
There's been so many things recently using my phone. I'm just like, oh, it's so nice. Like
You
that's
take it all for
It's
granted.
also because the last phone you had was, let's be honest, a
was
piece of
terrible.
shit.
yeah.
See, I've always used iPhones just because they're so easy to use and just
Yeah,
the
they are very
ecosystem.
user friendly.
Oh, they're easy to use.
And I've
yeah.
been sucked in. I'll happily say that I was like sucked into the ecosystem just because it became way too easy with everything.
Yeah. So that's why I never got like iPhones because I don't like their like brand or their system. What you're saying, like
It is very mainstream.
I'd
And
rather just use an Android because I can connect. Like I was saying, I can charge my phone with this. I can charge it. I use his cord. He's got a different phone. Like I can connect multiple different phones just because it's Android. You know.
Does yours have wireless charging on it?
No.
hey,
If it did, I could charge your phone.
oh, it's just got the backplate thing we can charge.
It's got the Qi power share, so I can charge you. Do you have it on your one?
Oh yeah, let me chuck my phone down, dude.
Yeah, like you can charge your
His phone's
your
recording.
if you're running out of battery, I can just
Yeah,
Well, what you're
just
saying
hold your
before,
phone up to the back.
You know how you're saying like the megapixels on the camera and shit.
Yep.
Wouldn't that also like, you know, saying like the definition of the photo or whatever, resolution of the photo? I'm not very good with that shit, but wouldn't it also affect what you were saying before about like the resolution of your screen?
Yeah.
So it's like if that camera might be really good, right? But if your screen resolution's shit, it's not going to show
be able
well.
to see it. Yeah.
So that could also be a reason.
There's
Thing
too
is,
many
like
reasons. Like the reasons why people buy phones is so many different. Camera, usability. Like some phones have like refresh rates of 144 hertz on the screen now.
Yeah.
But I will admit, you need to buy a case, mate, because you're going to break that phone.
Dude, I love them nude, man.
Oh, did you guys?
So nice.
Did you guys ever see Neil deGrasse Tyson's like thing on phones?
Was it on the Joe Rogan podcast?
Yeah.
I never watched that because I watched one clip it and I was like, this guy's a dick.
What the hell did he say?
He's smart, but he sounds like a
He
dick.
gives me weird vibes, eh? So he says really simple context in a really complex way.
So that's what's his name? What's the guy that released the 12 Things of Life? What's his name? Jordan
Peterson.
So he
It's
makes
kinda like
himself sound smart.
He makes it. He puts simple, really simple ideologies into like really complex things. So he was talking about. So Joe Rogan's like, "Oh, you don't have a case on your phone," and he goes like,
I do not
like,
need.
"Oh, I got a reason why I don't do that and stuff." And so he starts talking about soldiers in the military and how they look after their guns. It's like, have you ever seen a soldier drop his gun?
Right.
He keeps fiddling with his gun, and then he's not going to drop it. And he's like, if I keep fiddling with my phone as soon as I buy it, I'm not going to drop it, right? Because I'm so used to holding my phone in my hand. I'm like, what?
That's such a stupid analogy. Or
I thought you were going to go down the lines of like the soldier respects his gun, so he takes good
Well, yeah,
care
he
of
looks
it.
after his gun.
Yeah.
He looks after his gun. He doesn't drop it. He doesn't let it fall apart or
Yeah.
anything. So he was like, oh, I'm not going to buy a case for my phone. I should never have to buy a case for my phone because I'll never drop it if I keep playing around with it. And he's just like sitting there fiddling around with his phone like through his hand.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I would have just
what?
walked around the corner when he's running.
Yeah. Drop the gun.
Rip headphone users, sorry.
When you get the case, it becomes bigger, obviously, which I really don't like. Like
I always buy
love this
thin
phone,
cases.
like,
I know what
such
you
a
mean,
nice-
like
such a
the
nice
feel
size.
is. That's why I took the case off mine.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I took put it back on, but I like that
Size
feeling.
is nice.
But I will admit, whenever I take that case off, because I've taken it off a few times and just like, and just held
Brake
the phone
test
like
2.0.
as you would say, nude.
Smack them together.
But
And
does it
survives.
float in water?
And I was like, I honestly do feel way more fucking scared. Like I feel like I'm paying way much more attention to like
Yeah.
looking after my phone when I don't have a case on it. Even though this case probably is going to do jack shit. Honestly, like it's a piece of shit. But I bought it because it was the only one I could get.
Yeah.
Does the trick?
Today's segment,
Does the trick?
Yeah.
drop test.
Job test.
Whose
Everyone
phone?
dropped their phone.
Last person's phone to break. wins.
Swim test.
Have we actually got any like segments?
These
No.
segments. Well,
Uh,
we've been doing them every second episode, and today's supposed to be one.
Is it?
Can't be asked now.
I mean, it's
We haven't got anything planned, have we?
Yeah. So what scores are what, like 1-1 me and you, and then Mitch
I'm
is
up
on.
like one.
I don't know.
You
I
guys
think
are
the
started.
segments are just shit, to be honest.
Well, we need better segments.
Yeah, we need a better idea. Like 2 truth, 1 lie. It's like high school fucking. Should we play
I mean,
spin the bottle next, guys?
It could have been good. I actually realized I remembered all of my ones from the week
Yeah.
that I had that were actually really good.
Yeah. I don't know what would be a good segment though, because I feel like segments just turn into
People are here to hear
like
us
YouTube
talk.
videos.
Yeah. It just comes with like a video, not a.
drive through with
Yeah.
McDonald's drive-through.
Yeah.
and see what we can order and try. Piss
Can I
people
order a
off.
Whopper Junior?
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, this isn't BK.
Like rather than just chatting, it turns into like
I'd rather
some
just
YouTube
converse than do like
Fair.
silly segments and stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Best segment was fun though.
Best segment was
If we can go-
good.
If we
Yeah.
can go along those lines, maybe.
Yeah.
I still would like to do some like prank calling sort of things. Where we
Okay.
call people
Yeah.
and like try get them to like get them onto the How Good podcast or something.
Yeah.
Like you try to like sell them the podcast and they have no
Okay.
idea who you are.
We should call a random number and then
Try to get them to say
get
a
them
phrase.
as a correspondent. Sort of just like try to get them as like an expert correspondent on a random topic. Just randomly call them.
We could try to get people on and just get them to call, and then they tell us like a story, and we pretty much gotta like, you know, give our insights on the story.
If they don't hang up straight away.
Probably people we know though, right?
Yeah.
So I also got this bit of tech.
What is that?
That's headphones.
Yeah, wireless headphones.
Oh.
These things are so cool. I'll take that. These are like...
So you got a case for your headphones. You ain't got a case for your phone. Bro.
Well, you have to. Yeah, because,
Totally charge.
because that's how they
Alright.
charge, yeah.
Holy shit! I'm not gonna put that in my ear though. But
Yeah, so these things, this is one of the best fitting wireless ones. So it
How much were
doesn't
they, by
come
the way?
down. Those were like 300.
You paid $300 for those.
Yeah,
Damn.
but these are really, really good. The sound quality is really amazing. on
Yeah.
these.
bass.
The bass, yeah. And it's also made for sport. So if you get it into your ear properly, you can do that,
Doesn't come out.
and it like never comes out.
I wish it fell out right
essentially.
there.
I wish it fell out too. I was waiting for it to
That
fall
would have been
out.
amazing. You sold the product to me right there. It just falls out of your ears.
The douche breaks.
Yeah. Wouldn't be the
Yeah,
first
this one
time that
fits
happened.
better somehow.
Small
never
small
gonna
left
come
ear.
out.
Small left ear, mate.
Yeah, different ear sizes. But the really trippy thing this has got, because this has sound cancelling on it,
Oh, okay.
but it also has a hair through feature. And so,
So you're like Superman with those things on, eh?
well, it's so weird because you can like control your environment. Because you can have them in your ear all day because you can have them on hair through. And what it does is it uses the microphone to listen to what's happening around you.
Oh, I
And
gotta
then
try that.
And then it plays what the microphone picks up, goes through the computer, then plays it into the speaker in your ear. So it's really trippy.
So you
You're
can
not
have
hearing-
headphones on and hear what people are talking about, say on the bus.
Yeah,
It just amplifies sound around you, basically.
it can amplify. It's mainly made so that you can just hear people when you've got them on. You don't have to take them out.
How does that work when you're like listening to music?
So it'll still work. It'll still play outside environment through the music, or you can just pause the music.
It's just like
And then
background
you hear
music.
Okay. So you'd still hear shit through the music. Is it?
Yeah, you would if someone was talking
You
to
gotta
you.
try that
So
afterwards.
how is it noise cancelling?
There's different options. So
There's
you
options,
can
yeah, you can turn
get
it
one
on
with a
and
mic.
Oh,
picks
so you
up
can turn it on
nothing.
and off.
You
So
can turn it off so that you're just in your own world with
Right.
your music, which is really awesome.
And then you can eavesdrop.
It's very complex.
And then you can suddenly touch it.
I want to
Yeah.
use the eavesdrop setting.
It's pretty complex technology because it has to send. It picks up the sound and then it automatically sends like the negative waves out the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Just to cancel out the sound.
Actually, this model, I have to say, doesn't have the active.
Oh, okay.
What it does is it just has a frequency that's supposedly like a normal drone, but then it also has like sound absorbers in the thing and also silicon tips. So that's what stops the sound from coming through.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, I've had AirPods for like 2 years now.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, but you don't have the pros, right?
I don't have the
Yeah.
noise cancelling ones. Those are $450.
Those are expensive as hell.
I bought.
I was thinking of getting them, but
yeah.
I got these instead.
I bought the. I think I bought my AirPods for like $280 retail.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Oh, it's such a dumb investment. It's literally just, it's just the normal headphones without like the plug and stuff."
Yeah, yeah.
And what you were saying before about phones, how they have those like really small technology things which make everything so much more simple.
Yeah.
I think that was like the selling point. And I read the other day that if Apple took AirPods as a single product and made a company out of it, they'd be like a top 50.
I saw that actually. I think I might have seen the same video.
It's like
that you did.
they've raked in about $5 billion of
From
revenue
AirPods.
from
People were
AirPods
clowning
alone.
them. I was clowning them at first. Having AirPods.
No, everyone wears them.
Everyone was clowning them. Now, I was thinking about buying AirPods Pro. They were too expensive. So I got these, and I love these.
Yeah.
These are so cool.
I think I have the overhead headphones. I don't know, I just like them, mate, when I'm gymming and shit.
Definitely suits gymming, but when you play basketball, you definitely need something like this.
Yeah. Stays in.
Because if you're shooting, you're like
You
hitting
hit
your
the
headphones
headphone.
and stuff. So
You shoot get under the like headphones and shoot.
You don't
fucking headphones.
shoot
Flick
like,
'em
on
off.
top of your head though.
you're gonna hit headphones eventually, and even just moving because they're not properly on your head.
Yeah.
Kind of resting there. They're not secure.
Yeah. But it's so weird being able to control your environment. It feels like you're in like a movie or something.
Cyberpunk.
It's really weird because I can just have them on with the hair through and it just feels normal. If I want to start playing music, I just touch my ear once. Music starts playing. If I want to mute my surroundings, I touch the left ear. Everything stops. It's like I have all this control over what I'm hearing. Such a weird feeling. I'll let you guys use them after. I'll clean the tips.
Yeah,
if you want to.
I'd like to try them out.
Really
put your
trippy.
fucking earwax
Pretty
away.
curious.
Yeah, I can already see this a bit.
Superman, just listening out for danger. Just turning on the
touch
mic
your ear.
saying, "Oh my God, someone's in trouble." The
Something
neighbor's
hearing,
cat
bro.
is in the tree. Okay, we're at an hour and 10.
On 10.
Oh yeah.
So, do we want to wrap it up? You guys, anything else to say?
I don't know if we got much.
Not much else to say. I kind of want to just enjoy this further and have a beer, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
If
Songs of the week before we forget.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tough for
I
this
do
week.
have a song. Found it last night.
Oh, clutch.
Listened to it a total of 2 times in my life.
And it's your song of the week.
I heard it once. I'm like, this is gonna be my song of the week.
Heard it the second time?
Heard it the second time. It's definitely gonna be my song of the week. Have
Okay.
you guys heard of this guy, Paolo Santini? I believe is his name.
No.
Paolo
idea.
what? Santini.
Let me find it because I only just found him.
Santini.
Yeah, my song
Paolo.
is a song that I heard once, but I was like, oof, it's a
There we
vibe.
go. Theme this week: songs you heard once. Paolo Nutini. Sorry.
Nutini. What a nutty name.
Paolo Nutini, and my song is Better Man. Paolo
Man.
Nutini, but also check out Candy. That's a great song as well,
By the same guy.
by the same guy. And he sings with like an old man voice, which is really weird. He's like 30.
Do you want to give us a little?
Do you want me to sing it?
Yeah, give us a
sing
go.
it,
Come on.
Oh.
Boo.
Do it. Do it.
Uh,
Do it.
But he's from Scotland, which is interesting, and he has sort of Southern American vibes as well. And he's a great singer, and he's got really sounds like Texas Sun by.
Oh yeah.
He's got a similar
Whatever
vibe.
that person's name is, how you pronounce it.
Whatever that guy's with Leon Bridges, but
Yeah.
found him last night. That guy's really good.
So, song, full song name and artist?
Better Man by Paolo Nutini.
Gotcha. Yours, Mitch?
Mine is "Breeze Off the Pond" by Justin Timberlake.
Is that new?
No, it's actually like a reasonably old song.
Okay.
Never
But-
heard it.
I know I heard it the other night and I was like, it's vibey.
Nice.
No, I like that. I got another chill one this week again. I can't remember if I've actually said this one.
This is odd for me because every time I hear like Manny's music, it's rap, not chill.
Well, I
Lately
mean,
it's all been chill, man.
yeah, I know. So
Have you guys heard of Travis Scott?
not this week. I got Dominic Fike in this week.
That's good.
Phone numbers.
I haven't heard that song,
That's a good song.
but it's good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to say my music taste is pretty weird.
Because when I first met you, it was definitely more like trap rap.
Oh yeah, I still listen to that as well, like
Yeah.
consistently. But I flow from like really weird electronic music to like chill, like Frank Ocean kind of vibes, and then got obviously like rap, trap, and then I got like I listen to rock music every now and then as well. So
Yeah, I've been listening to a little bit of like soft metal over the last couple
Yeah.
weeks. So
I used to be heavy into metal when I was a kid. Pardon the pun.
boom.
We should end it right there. Press stop.
Well, good
yeah.
suggestions for what you want to hear.
Yep.
Maybe drop
Yeah.
us your songs of the week.
Yeah,
That'd be a good
we
way.
can get some songs
sure,
in the
yeah.
comments.
We can
I'd like to
critique them.
expand our playlist.
I know.
That song is shit.
Get out the playlist. Get out. Get out. Get out there.
Yeah. Get out there.
Nah. So
Force an unsub from the channel if your music's terrible.
blocked.
Twitch ban.
I love your videos, guys. My song of the week is "Shut Up." Just don't
No,
talk.
we won't do that, obviously.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Keep it real.
Absolutely.
Keep it. Always keep it real.
How good.
How good. Peace.